It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. This is just going to be, you could use it as a cold open if you want to be silly with the camera. I'm going to go take a piss, make sure I look decent, and then come back and we'll just get straight into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, that's perfect already. You know how to tut?
Yeah.
Just tut for 5 minutes straight.
Cold open. Cold open. Cold open. Cold open.
Oh, you stopped tutting.
Oh, man, I was going, though. There's some heat in there.
It's going to make it in the episode.
Yeah, there's some heat in there for sure.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for this.
Me too, man.
You got
Me
good
too.
vibes to you.
Oh,
Even with everything you got going on and the way you juggle things.
you got to, man.
I mean, you keep that good human side going.
You got to have good vibes, man. I mean, I'm like the type of person to where, like, you don't know how many times you're going to meet somebody, so you might as well leave, like, a good first impression type situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's a good perspective to have.
Yeah.
And you definitely have that. I think that comes across digitally, too. I think a lot of your human side and who you are, and obviously it's because you have a podcast that people can peep, that we could see who you are in real time, unfiltered. But yeah, that's one of the factors that made me super excited about this. Man,
well, again, I've just been super excited about this because I see your clips just going crazy.
Thanks,
honestly,
man.
like whether it be like a guest who I don't necessarily know or a guest that I do know. And again, like the quality, bro. Like I'll just see people like do podcasts just to do podcasts, and I'm just like
why?
Yeah, just why?
Like at bare minimum, be in focus. There's some people that have $1,000 cameras and their iPhone would have worked better.
Yeah. Or like, like just get proper lighting.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Make sure the guest is comfortable, so on and so forth. I just think that like, there's like a fine line between the people who are hobbyists and the people who love it so much to where like they're like, yo, I could make something out of this. Yeah. Even if, because I know when we start anything, right, whether it be like a podcast or DJing or production or whatever, it always starts off as like a hobby. But then at some point, I think you have to take yourself a lot more seriously and you have to ask yourself like, okay, well, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Right? And if you can figure out why you're doing it, then you just start to like either level up or whatever that thing is, it just starts to fizzle out.
Yeah. Because
you can't do everything. You know what I mean? Like there's only so much time that you can dedicate to something in a day.
Yeah.
Or in a week or in a month. And when you see that time start to like dwindle down, you're just like, okay, well, now I need to hyper focus on the things that are just more important to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that you said level up because my gamer brain kind of just activated because that's how I do kind of see life sometimes. Like if I go to the gym, I'm leveling up my attack and defense and HP.
Yes.
But especially with your passions and hobbies, once you start prioritizing and just getting good at it, it really makes a difference in how much you love it too.
Yeah. And like if we are talking about like a gamer mode, right? Like we were talking off the podcast about like Pokémon, right? So like something that I like to do when from the beginning of like Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, all the way up until now. What are we at? Scarlet, Violet, and then ZA is coming out. I always do this. Whatever my starter Pokemon is, I will train the hell out of the starter Pokemon. Because what ends up happening is that when my starter Pokemon is hella strong, it'll make it even easier for me to make my complementary Pokemon strong as well, right? And what do I mean by that, and why does that even matter to real life? Well, if you juice up one skill, right? So for me, DJing, if you juice up one skill, everything else will just start to follow. You'll figure out how to make it easier for everything else to level up. Because you've already been through certain trials and tribulations on leveling up one thing, and everything that you learn from leveling up that one thing, you get to level everything else up that same way. And you know what? It's going to be faster.
Yeah, dude, you've built a template for hard work.
is what it is.
That's crazy you said that. I never thought of it that way.
You've created a blueprint, because if I've done it in this facet. So for me, my first love ever was singing in the most Filipino sense, right? My dad put me through the ringer of like putting me in front of family with the karaoke machine, and I took that scoring system seriously. As an Asian,
I needed 100, bro.
Oh, dude, it was basically the school grading scale for me. If it was under 90, and if my dad did not accept the B+, an A- was already sketch. But if it was 98, 100, then he'd be like, okay.
Okay, we have something here.
You're ready. Yeah.
Do it again, anak. Ulit.
He does that to me to this day, and I'm 32 years old, man.
I'm 32 as well, man.
Well, we're the same age.
Yeah,
you
93?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, you look 10 years younger than me.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, you got.
I could have sworn you were in your 20s, dog.
Are you sure, really?
Yes.
Dude, I was able to buy alcohol at 16 years old.
Jesus Christ.
I'm pretty sure I looked 60 when I was born.
What month?
June 30th is when I was born.
June 30th? Oh, okay. So happy belated birthday, man.
Oh, thanks, man. How about you?
March 14.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What does that make you on the... I'm not familiar with
I mean,
signs.
I'm a Pisces.
Okay. What do they say about you?
I mean, I am two fish swimming in a pond.
Okay.
Yeah, so Pisces, at least to my understanding, is all about balance. I'm a very emotional person, which I've actually like very much understood about myself in retrospect. Mm-hmm. I was very much like a emote, when I was younger. But now I have like a lot more like control over my emotions, and I understand, certain things, whether it be about like love or passion or whatever. And so it was funny because my girl, what she loves about me is that like I am able to tap into like a more emotional side at times. And fun fact too, March 14th, I share the same birthday as Steph Curry.
Nice.
And Albert Einstein.
I think I share a birthday with Marilyn Monroe.
It's pretty good.
I think I could be making that up and just projecting and hoping that I'm just like I give off that same sex
Let's
appeal.
see. So you said June 30th?
June 30th. Let's see. I'm either that or Britney
30,
Spears, something.
Famous birthdays. Oh, okay. So you have Mike Tyson. Okay. You have Mike Tyson.
Dude,
that's not bad.
Bite someone's ear off,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
I'll own a tiger.
You also have BB No Money, if you're familiar with that rapper.
No clue. But
actually, Michael Phelps.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So
I can't swim, dude. I can't get...
Neither can I, bro.
I get made fun of it all the time.
Yes. We're actually the same person right now.
Dude, this is insane. How come you never learned how to swim?
You know... I don't know. And the funny thing is that my family back in the Philippines, on my mom's side, they're fishermen.
So you would think that the traits would be inherited down the line.
But it's not.
We are Filipinos. We come from an island.
Yes.
That is literally surrounded by water. It's 7,000 islands surrounded by water. And we had to navigate through either swimming or boats, yet you and I in the 21st century did not adopt those traits.
We didn't, bro. And it's funny because like my fiance and her family, they love swimming, bro. Mm-hmm. So like when I first came around, right, her uncle, they have a pool in their backyard. And we're in the Bay Area, so that's the thing. I never grew up with a pool or anything like that. In San Francisco, it's just windy. Yeah. So there's no backyards, not even a front yard. We have none of that. Yeah. So like they're like, do you know how to swim? I'm like, no.
There's no need for it.
There was exactly. There was no need for it. Like I'm in San Francisco. It's like, what? Am I going to swim in Ocean Beach?
Yeah. No, you are not. You seem like the type that you would adopt a skill if it was necessary.
If it was necessary. It's like driving. Yeah, I'm going to have to learn how to drive because everyone drives.
But how often are we thrown into bodies of water?
That's what I'm saying. So it's like I never really needed the skill. Is it necessary? Mm-hmm. Yeah, for maybe like a typhoon, maybe. But like in terms of like actual swimming, it's like I'm not really like if I'm in a pool, I'm lounging. I probably have a drink in my hand.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. And then so it was funny because one of my first instances like with her family, they have a tradition to where like whoever is like new into the family, all the uncles and whatnot, they will pick you up and just throw you into the pool. And I'm
that is.
I mean, it wasn't against my will. I was like, sure. I mean, if this is my acceptance into the family, why? It's like a baptism, right? It's like an adult baptism into a Mexican household. Sure, why not? So literally, as soon as they threw me in, my fiance Jackie's dad actually dove in and like grabbed me.
Wow.
And then at the same time, I believe Jackie's sister-in-law, who is also, she was actually supposed to be in like the water polo Olympics. She actually dove in and like grabbed me too. So I was like, cool.
Dude, there's no better way to get your girl's family's blessing, because that's
I can think of more ways, but sure.
A literal sink or swim moment where if my girl's family didn't like me, that's where I'm going to find out.
Yeah.
If I get thrown in and they're just like, let him figure it out or let him drown.
That's actually very true, man, because they did have the option to just let, like, just let this guy, we don't know this guy like that. Just let him sink in the 7-foot pool.
That's a deep pool to just have in a backyard.
Bro, Mexican household in LA. It makes sense when you're there, when you've been there for like 10, 11 years or whatever. I'm just like, this makes sense.
I have a theory as to why I never learned how to swim. I think it's because I spent so many birthdays in Waterworld in Concord that I just got sick of water. So by the time I was an adult, I was just like, I don't even want to step foot in a body of water. So I'm not going to learn how to swim.
No, that makes sense. I mean, when we were kids, right? Like, I think we would take field trips to, is it Marine World or Water World?
Yeah, Waterworld is, the water park in Concord. It's Waterworld. Yeah.
Okay, so we would go there, but literally, bro, like, I would just put my ass in the endless river, dog.
Dude, the lazy river is the best.
That's it.
Because they say that swimming is the best exercise for you, but I grew up a fat kid and there was nothing better than just, that's why they call it the lazy river. I could just exist and it'll take me in circles.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just like a fish, bro. Like sometimes you just throw the fish in water and it's like, they'll figure it out. I think that's the whole ironic thing about all of this is like I'll tell people I'm a Pisces and they'll be like, oh, so you can swim. No, I can't swim. I can't do any of that. I really can't. But just like a fish, I'll kind of just go wherever the current takes me, man.
Yeah, dude.
Just like a lazy river. So I'm deciding to be lazy today. And I'm cool with it. I'm happy with it.
You're a go with the flow type dude?
I very much am. I very much am. And it's funny because like when I first met Jackie, my fiance, like she's very much like, we need to do this. I'm like, yeah, we can do all those things.
Dude, that's the best pairing, right? Because my fiance is exactly the same. I'm probably like a little too much go with the flow. Where if I were to travel, I don't really have an itinerary. I just want to exist and get lost in the city. Yeah. Where she is the type of person that needs calendar updates and notifications and an itinerary. And she just, she's the one that keeps me in check. Like, I don't drink enough water if she's not around. I'm constantly dehydrated if my woman's not home. Like, I'm only drinking water because I offered you water.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But if we didn't have this podcast today...
You weren't drinking water all day, bro? Dude, oh, you're tripping, dog.
I'm the type of dude that at 2 a.m., I'll wake her up, I'll be like, I have a headache. And she's like, when's the last time you drank water? And I'll be like, yesterday.
You know, it's funny because, like, growing up in a Filipino household, my Filipino household, there was never any medicine or anything like that, bro. Like, I remember swine flu was popping, like, when I was in high school. And, like, you know, I'd ask my mom, like, hey, like, you know, can I get some medicine or whatever? Just drink water, enough. Literally just drink water. And I'm like, bro, whatever. But through the 32 years of my life, I've stood the test of these 32 years drinking water. I'll have medicine here and there and whatnot. But if my girl's like, yo, you know, I have a headache, I have a backache, whatever, drink some water.
That's what you tell her?
That's what I tell her because it's worked for me. But then she'll look at me crazy like, babe, not everything is solved with just drinking water. I'm like, no, but it is. It might take longer, but it helps. I promise you it helps, bro. Because like our body is made up of like what, 80%, 90% water?
Something like that.
It's something like that. Don't quote me on that. But bro, like the more water you put in, the more that comes out. So all the bad stuff that's already in your system, it just flows out out naturally.
That makes sense to me. You just want to let, because we are just big meat tubes, right? And we just, whatever's in, just flush that thing out, man.
Yes, bro.
Just flush. I used to think when I was a kid that we didn't have organs. I thought it was just one long cylinder, man.
Oh, man.
Everything came out the butt, right?
I think a lot of us thought that, dog.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, dude.
Because it makes sense. We don't know the insides yet.
No, not as kids.
Yeah.
I've recently leveled up, though.
Okay.
I went to Costco last week and bought a bunch of vitamins.
There we go, man. There we go.
And I'm the type of dude to have all 5 vitamins in my hand and dry swallow that thing.
I'll do the same thing, dog. It wasn't until a couple years ago. It was actually like maybe during the pandemic when I started to take vitamins. Actually, it's when I turned 29, I started to take vitamins. Yeah, that was about 3 years ago. And because I'm DJing nightclubs, and this is kind of like in that weird 2022, 2023 range where stuff was starting to open up.
Yeah.
But we still have to be cautious. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I can't really afford to get sick still. So I'd be just taking the vitamins over at Target and whatnot. And then at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm about to be 30 years old, dog. So maybe I should start doing it. And in my 20s, my diet was not the best, bro. I'm still eating Wingstop wings, fries, McDonald's. And I still partake in all those things, but I'm a lot more cautious about the amount that I intake and whatnot. But bro, the vitamins, and knock on wood, but I've literally only gotten sick once this year.
That's good.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Just once, bro. And that it was literally a couple months ago. And but literally I got over it in maybe 3 days, 4 days.
Do you think you might have, in general, have you always had a pretty decent immune system?
It was decent, but it wasn't until I really started to DJ nightclubs. So I was DJing at this nightclub very frequently, and I was also kind of co-managing the spot too. And bro, there was one in LA. It was actually Arena K-Town, and then I was also doing Arena SF as well. And when I'm talking about I was drinking 3-4 nights a week.
Wow.
It was a lot. Thursday through Saturday for sure. And then, maybe the occasional one during the week. But imagine 3 days in a row of just knocking back shots because, I was there and I needed to make some money.
It comes with it.
It comes with it, bro. So that's when I saw I was getting sick super frequently because my immune system was just shot at that point, bro. Yeah. And I wasn't taking vitamins. I was also not eating healthy. And this is all stuff that I had to figure out in retrospect. It's not stuff that I realized in the moment, but I did know in the moment that my feeling and my body just felt very clamped up and just gross, bro.
Oh, dude, because in our 20s, we think we're invincible.
Yes.
We can take everything that comes at us, right? Especially you, if you have DJ'd in so many places that for so many years at such a young age, you've been exposed to all sorts of people and germs that your immune system was built up. But after drinking 3 to 4 nights a week, because I feel that sometimes I go on a bender,
Yeah.
I went to Thailand earlier this year and I got sick with, I don't know, their version of the cold, which hit me. So I don't know, I probably got it from an elephant.
Wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it was, the Thai influenza or some shit like that. And it beat me the fuck up. But we're 32 years old and I want to say that I feel young as hell. But have you been picking up objects from the floor lately in your 30s and it just feels different?
That's when shit started to get super real for me, dog. If I would lean down to pick something up, let's just say my shoes or whatever, and I would feel a crack on my back. I'm nah,
no way.
I can't do this, bro. I can't do this, man.
Oh, my back is starting to sound like a water bottle.
Yes, bro. And I'm bro,
there's no way.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. But I think when I started to get more familiar with moments like that is when I really started to take more care of my body, right?
Yeah, man.
I think when I turned 26, and I use 26 as the example is because as a independent contractor and someone who just recently got like, my current job in radio, like, man, I had no health benefits or anything like that. Dog. Zero. So it's like, I got to come out of pocket for everything. But I didn't realize that when I was 26, 27, 28. And then when my girl comes into the picture, she's like, no, like you need to really start taking better care of yourself. I didn't know what that really meant up until picking up shoes. Then my back started to crack type shit started happening. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
So, that's where the implementation of like just drinking like a gallon of water every day started to happen. Like even right now too, bro, like, I mean, I told you off camera that me and her, like, we're moving into a different place right now. But before that, man, I was knocking out my 10,000 steps every single morning, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, just on like a walking pad, just.
Oh, did you see the walking pad downstairs?
I saw the walking pad downstairs too, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was when it first came because my fiance got it. And I was like, oh, it's a regular treadmill for her because she's 4'11".
Oh, that's messed up, dog.
Dude, I was like,
that's messed up.
She can do full strides on this thing. And she was like, no, it's a walking pad. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, it only goes up to like 4 miles per hour.
Yeah, it'll go up to like, what, maybe 3.8?
Yeah, you can do a brisk jog on there.
Yeah, you can do a very brisk, you can power walk on there for sure. But what I'll do is like, I don't care how long it takes, but like for me, it'll take like an hour and a half to knock out my 10,000 steps. But that's also because like I would do it at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'd be done by 8:30. And on top of that, bro, I'd either watch Demon Slayer while it's happening or I'm playing video games as it's happening. So it feels faster. Like I'm actually enjoying it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then by the time 8:30, 9 o'clock hits, shower, I feel great for the rest of the day, bro.
Dude, I gotta start implementing that because I go to the gym, I lift, but like I dread a lot of it, and my metabolism's like back and forth. Like I grew up fat. I had this body type where if I stand next to a burger, then I'll gain those calories.
Really?
Yeah, man. I mean, like my side boob is coming in tough this season.
I mean, it's okay, man. My side, they're there. I can't do the. I could kind of do the pecs.
Yo, I could do it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, you got more than me.
Yeah, it's a lot. Usually, I don't know how to feel about this, but some women come up to me and they say, your tits are bigger than mine.
Shit.
And I can't comment on that for many reasons.
You can't be like, oh, well.
There's a lose. I'll be the judge of that. It's a lose-lose situation, man.
God. Like, hey, bro, this isn't 2003, dog. You can't be just saying shit like that no more, man. Jesus Christ.
I know, man, but it looks like you go to the gym, you got a chest on you, bro.
You know what, bro? Like, I didn't start going to the gym until, like, after high school. Like, it was this whole college phase where me and my boy, Charles, we just went to the gym every day. And that's when I actually, like, started to, like, fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And so during college, even when I moved to LA, I was going to the gym very frequently. And then after college, real life hits.
And not enough time to be able to.
I mean, I didn't make enough time for it. You know what I mean? I know it's important, but I just never made the time for it. But, now that I'm in my 30s and I understand I'm trying to shoot for longevity, bro. Like, I'm trying to DJ and make music and do everything that I want to do for as long as I can. So, like, understanding that, like, even the simplest things as walking 10,000 steps every day, bro, like, I'm not saying that's the key to everything, to like a long life, but hey, man, it's something. And I know that's more than like the average person because you're supposed to hit that every day.
Yeah.
And if I am in this mentality to where, like, if I can hit that every day, I'm at least doing like parts of my body justice. Because, bro, like, once you get into your 30s, man, and like, shit starts to like not work, you're just like, bro, like, what the, like, it's not me.
I've said this, my audience knows this by now, but I feel like I should tell you, I got gout.
What?
Yeah, not right now.
Oh, okay. I'm like, bro, how'd you walk up the stairs, dog?
When you weren't looking, I was just crawling.
I know, right?
But yeah, I'm definitely feeling the kinks in this suit of armor right now. Even though on the inside, I feel like I'm going to be forever young. But yeah. I mean, shout out to you and your longevity. You have such a good head on your shoulders because time is finite, and what you're doing with that finite time, you have accomplished so much, man.
Man, thank you. I appreciate it.
How's it feel? How's the journey been, man?
It's been a long journey, bro.
Uh-huh.
It's been a long journey, man. Like, I mean, just to kind of put you up on game, like I moved to LA from San Francisco back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Went to college over in Cal State LA, and you know, I was just a kid who wanted to do radio.
Yeah.
That's it. And then a lot of trials and tribulations, got into radio back in like 2016. Also started my podcast, The Lunch Table, which no longer exists anymore.
Yeah.
That was back in like 2015, 2016.
You were doing that a minute ago.
That was a minute ago, man. Started DJing in February of 2017 and got let go of from iHeart / Real 92.3 in 2020. Was just strictly independent up until recently, and now I'm back at iHeart and Real 92.3, man, doing everything that I want to do, everything between like DJing, music production. I started music production 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So everything between like DJing, music production, Mexipino, whether it be the food fest, merchandise, podcast, everything, like it's a lot.
Yeah, dude.
It's a lot. But you know, like the journey, it's been like over a decade journey for me. Not necessarily with like any of those individual things. I think DJing is going to be the closest thing that's like to be like a decade of something I've like kept at for like that long of a time. But it's been a struggle, a beautiful struggle, but I wouldn't have like changed like anything for it really, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change like one single bit of it, because I think through that struggle is when I figured out the type of person that I wanted to become. And I started to like dispel of like, whether it be like toxic relationships or like toxic habits that like I have like for myself. And I'm constantly trying to figure out how to become like a better version of who I was like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Always pushing for that, bro.
Wow.
And so my brain is always moving at like 100 miles an hour, dog. Like sometimes like I'll even have convos with like my girl and I'm already thinking like 10, 20 steps ahead. And then I'm like, do this, do this, do this. And she's like, wait, you didn't even tell me what the fuck you were going to do. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Let me explain.
Because you're planning ahead.
Because I'm
man.
planning ahead, bro.
And look where it's brought you. And that the fact that you're able to maintain your authenticity while also grinding and hustling, that's a beautiful thing. I know a lot of people that have lost the person that they are because they've sacrificed so much of that person to reach for success. But it seems like that you have such a good yin yang of both.
You know, it's funny because sometimes I have to play the part, but I understand to like what extent now. Mm-hmm. So I'll give you a perfect example, right? Like when I started at iHeartRadio Real 92.3 back in 2016, all the way up to literally the pandemic, I was trying to figure myself out. And I thought at that time, like I knew exactly who I was, right? I was like, yeah, you know, I'm just like this hungry dude. Like, you know, I'm interviewing artists left and right. But then what I didn't like was that sometimes I played like this, like hard role. You know what I mean? Because I was interviewing like trappers. I was interviewing rappers and like, you know, just the most like people who were like really like doing shit, right? Mm-hmm. And like for me, like especially at that time, I was like, cool, well, whatever gets the platform up. Whatever gets the platform up. And like I didn't realize up until like I looked at everything in retrospect, like, damn, like I was a part of myself, but I was a part of myself that I didn't want to be, you know? Then the pandemic happened and I got let go. And so at first I was like, cool, like I'm on a vacation right now. Yeah. And then push comes to shove, I'm like, cool, well, like what I got to do to pay rent, everything, right? So Twitch happened. Yeah. And so I started going crazy on Twitch, and bro, I was making maybe like, at peak, I was making maybe like 4 bands on Twitch, bro.
Wow.
A month.
Wow. And that is rare to hear, man.
Man, it was a lot, bro. And like at that point, I was like, okay, cool. Well, what led to that? All it was authenticity, bro. Like when I was on Twitch and I first started streaming, I was playing the music I loved. I was talking the way I wanted to talk. I was just being Filipino. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I really started to like exemplify like my real like goofy, happy self, the person who I knew I was. And when that started to shine, that's when so many more opportunities started to come. And that's when I embedded in my brain, I was like, you know what? I'm not saying that you were inauthentic from the time you moved to LA up until the pandemic. I think you've just become more authentic from the pandemic through now. And bro, I've just stuck with that formula. It's not like a copy and paste thing that you can just apply to anybody, right? Like I can easily tell you like, yeah, bro, just be you.
Yeah.
But you'd probably ask yourself like, well, shit, what does that mean?
Who am I?
Yeah, like, bro, like who the fuck am I?
I get that, dude.
I'm Christian. I have this podcast. But who am I? You know what I mean? Like I could tell that to anybody and I could give that advice to anybody, but like you really have to dig deep and start doing stuff and figure out like who you are authentically for it to make sense. Not only to you, but to everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's when things start to click. Like you just told me like when we were walking up the stairs, like, man, you know, I just got this Seafood City gig. And I'm like, bro, that's fucking tight. It makes sense. You know, I mean, like Asian, Filipino, we don't constantly always want to be in that box, right? But I think for what you got going on and because you're Filipino, I'm like, bro, like that's fucking fire.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense for you right now. And I can't wait to see like what else you end up doing like later after that.
Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. I mean, just the love that you have shown me via social media and now meeting the person behind the phone. Like, it's so cool to know that you are as dope as I've perceived you through Instagram, right? And it's inspirational, dude. Like, I know that I'm not the only one rooting for your journey and being inspired and implementing your successes into my future endeavors and into into my grinding mentality. It is so cool to see how hyped you make these artists that you get to mix their music for. Dude, it makes me so hyped. So hyped to see their reactions.
Yeah, man.
And the fact that you curated that, I wish I could see your reaction as they are reacting to a mix that you've made.
Yeah.
Man, it's incredible. How does that even feel to you?
Well, you know, first and foremost, I got to give like a lot of credit to the show that I work on, the Cruz show, because Jay Cruz and Jeff G, I had to take on like some very big shoes to fill. And they're like, hey, you know, like he used to do like these artist intros for all these artists. And I would hear him because this is my guy, DJ Fuse. And I'm just like, bro, like if you ever heard him like DJ, this guy is the most technical. He is like one of the best scratch DJs I've ever heard. And so when they're like, yeah, he used to do this, so you're going to take up that mantle. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. They're like, no, you can. Just be you.
And you did it.
And that was the question I just asked you, right? Well, I'm like, well, fuck. How the fuck do I be me?
Yeah.
Trial and error, bro. I figured it out. And then next thing you know, it's like the one that really got me, bro, was Too Short.
Wow.
Right? So
full circle moment, I'm sure.
I did it for Too Short, and honestly, it was the easiest one. It was the most fun one, and it was the quickest one, and even social media wise, it was the absolute best one, bro.
Wow.
And like I don't know if you like watched the entire video or even like the interview or whatever, but like he literally said like, I'm gonna use this at the end of my shows. That was the best Too Short mix I've ever heard.
That is incredible.
He literally said that. It's on wax. That was the best Too Short mix I've ever heard. I'm like, bro, like, thank you. First of all, thank you. But like, you know, like to over the years, I've always been inspired by him. So for him to feel inspired by me and be like, I'm gonna use this at the end of my shows. Take it.
Wow.
Has my tag on it, has the Cruz show on it. Take it. By all means, do whatever the fuck you want with that, man. Yeah. For real, man. And so like, I've gotten that with Short. I've gotten that same like reaction from this cat out in LA. He's a up and coming rapper. I mean, he's pretty big in LA, but his name's Chef Boy.
Yep.
He was fucking with it. Coco Jones, like really big, like R&B singer. She was fucking with it. Like to get those reactions, bro, for from me DJing, me really taking time out of my day to like do these mixes, put it together, and present it to them, and for them to feel like this was something completely brand new for them. Oh, bro, it is like one of the best feelings I've ever gotten that I continue to get as a DJ.
Yeah. There's an art behind it because they've heard their songs mixed in different ways. They've heard their songs millions of times, period, bro. Right? Millions. So that's a hurdle that you have to surpass. Mm-hmm. How do you make something that is basically just flowing through their veins already fresh? And then so many people have tried to mix it, and now you have to mix it in a particular fashion, and you've done that, and you've succeeded at that. And not only that, it is recorded, the real-time reactions. And Too Short, someone legendary from the Bay, like Too Short, saying, hey, that is the best Too Short mix I've ever heard. Not only giving you the compliment, but taking that mix and throwing it at the end of his shows. Yeah. That means that Nico Blitz's mixes are just immortalized in every single Too Short show. This guy who was telling us to blow the whistle didn't know what that meant as a kid. But now that's...
Facts. Big facts.
Yeah, but now that shit's immortalized.
Yeah, man. It's, and for me, like... It's never about clout, bro. It is never about that. It's just like, again, like when I feel inspired by somebody and I want to do something about that inspiration and they feel inspired by it. And again, like it sounds new and fresh to them despite how many times they've heard the same thing over and over and over again. Oh man, like it's crazy to me. It's literally ineffable, bro. I don't even know how to explain it. For real.
Dude. Yeah, but you're feeling it. I mean, there are no words that you could attach to it, but I can see what it does to you. And it's inspirational because we all have that moment as creatives we do this not only for ourselves, but for others. And to see others be happy from what you love to do the most in the world brings us happiness, man.
Yeah. It's, God, I just lost my train of thought right now. But like, it's like this ever-going cycle of just wanting to be better at my craft like all day because I don't like, I'll just put it out there, I don't get paid to do these mixes. That shit just comes out of my free time. Yeah, but I understand the benefit as to why I should do these things. Right? And the main benefit is to just get better. Yeah. Wow. Become an even better DJ, bro.
Wow. Because you'll learn things from every single time you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Because the first one I did, it was with Neo. Man, that shit took me a while just to get down. Yeah. But now it's like I could wake up the next morning. Okay, cool. We have this artist. Download. Let me hear it. I know what it is. Boom, 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 boom. It's done in like 20 minutes.
When you do something for the first time, it's going to be really fucking hard. But after you do it, regardless of how good or bad it is or wherever it is on that spectrum, from there on out, once again, you've created a blueprint of how to do it again and better and more efficiently. Yeah. And enjoy it more.
Yes. It's so funny, bro, because like as a DJ, right, like there are certain playlists that I go to for any situation that I'm in, right? So radio, I have a playlist. Weddings, I have a playlist. MySpace party, I have a playlist. R&B parties, I have a playlist. Club A, I have a playlist. The challenge is, okay, how do I get the reaction out of people that I know I can get? Okay, cool. How can I get that reaction more efficiently? Right? Now that I have the more efficient one, how can I keep on getting every single piece of reactions I know into like 1 hour set, 2 hour set, whatever? Okay, cool. That hour, that 2 hours, jumping, right? Okay, at some point, I'll be honest, I get a little bored. Radio, I can get bored. Yeah. I listen to the same songs like fucking 100 times in one day. I'm allowed to get bored. Yeah. Weddings, I'm also allowed to get bored. Because for the most part, unless like the couple wants like some shit that I've probably never really been familiar to, or they just don't want the typical wedding songs, yeah, I'm allowed to get bored. But the key is how do I push myself even further so that I don't get bored? You know what I mean? Is there something that I maybe haven't played in a while? Because as a DJ, I can get lost in my sets because I already know this works, this works, this works, this works. All right, this is going to buy me like 30 minutes of time. Now I only have an hour and a half left. Okay, cool. I have an hour and a half set left. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Do I not get bored? Have I figured out how to challenge myself? Is there a song that maybe like I haven't even thought of anymore? So that's why I like doing weddings for people, whether they be like in Hawaii or like out of state or whatever, because they'll literally just put me on to like songs that I've never even heard of before, right? So like I did a wedding in this past January on Maui for like 300 people. They said, yo, Nico, like honestly, you're killing it. We love it. Can you play local shit?
Wow.
Cool. They already sent me like a list of like the local songs. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know any of these songs. They're singing their asses off. They're having a good time. I'm like, great. This is perfect, bro. This is all I want. I do the next one. I figure out how to like transition it over. Still, same thing. And I'm like, these are these refreshing moments that I always look for, because I feel like when you are, it's not even exclusive to like DJing, bro. Like you on a podcast, right? You've probably had like the same conversations over and over again, right? It's natural. It happens. And you know, like these are some of the conversations that are going to spark some sort of like interest, but okay, well, how can I pivot to something just a little bit different? Yeah. Because is that going to take me to a different place that I've never gone to before? Okay, cool. Now that we're at this different place, I'm going to stay in this place for a while. Because when I have another wedding in Hawaii, best believe I already got it down. I already know what the fuck to do. Boom, 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 boom. And it's cool. And it captures that feeling. But until it doesn't give me that feeling anymore, when that feeling stops, I got to figure out how to get that feeling again.
Yeah. And this is why you're successful and so good at what you do, is that you are not content at where you are. You understand that there is always room to grow.
Always.
And that it's not about clout, but it's about, and it's not even about people pleasing. Yeah, it comes with it, with what you do, but it's also with what fulfills Nico, right?
Yeah.
What brings you the most dopamine with everything that you've done? Because you are a man of many skills, dude. You're a radio personality, you're a podcaster, you're a DJ, you're a music producer.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's a great question actually, because I could think of like just so many random instances, man, but like I think the one that sticks out the most, right? Like I was DJing on Twitch, and this was actually during the time when the Philippines got hit with massive typhoons, right? And so me and my homies on Twitch, we brought together so many Filipino DJs, or even DJs that just like supported the cause. And there was one moment where I was DJing and I was on the front page of Twitch. And if you're not familiar with that, that's basically like the first thing people see as soon as like they open up the Twitch page. I was literally the first one. Bro, I had anywhere between like 8,000 to like 10,000 people in there at one time, at any given time for an hour. And like, again, it wasn't about the clout, but I remember like literally like this in front of my camera for the internet, like, hey, what's up, guys? My name is Nico Blitz. We're raising money for the Philippines typhoon relief. And if you guys have an opportunity to donate, cool. If not, I hope you guys just enjoy the music. Playing. Bro, at the end of all of it, man, we raised $30,000.
That is incredible, man.
$30K, bro.
That is so much.
We didn't see a lick of it. None of it, bro. And like, it went to the ABS-CBN Foundation, and they handled like how the money would be dispersed for the victims of the typhoon at that time. But man, like, even at that time, it's like, yes, I was DJing, but it wasn't even about me, bro. Yeah. It really wasn't even about me. Of course, yeah, me and my homies put it together, but like, I'm not telling everyone, like, hey, we're the organizers. Yeah. Like, nah, bro. Like, this is about the people. This is about helping. At that time, it was about helping our people through a hard time. People who I've never even met. I just knew it was people that looked like me, right? And I hope it helped.
Yeah. And
that's it.
Of course it did help. I mean, any donation, because we know what the American dollar is to a Philippine peso.
Oh, you're rich.
Man. So $30,000 in USD is crazy, and it blows my mind that I mean, when I was growing up, my dad did taxes. He was an accountant, and it wasn't until like later on, in maybe my middle school or high school years, that I found out that he wasn't using the money that he would get from doing family and friends taxes. Yeah, he would take all of that money and put it into charities. And
wow,
in my adolescent brain, I was like, why would you do that?
Money away, bro?
I could get Pokemon cards, Dad. You know, but
bro, I could get the Charizard right now, dog.
Dad, what are you doing? But now that I'm older and I've had more talks with my father and just lived life and really understood the world outside of this bubble that is the Bay Area, and that there are people that look like me in my motherland that have so much less than me, yet are so much happier than me. Yeah. Everything that we could do for them makes a big difference. And what you've done is that you use the platform that you use to kind of be creative and use your artistry for during this time period where we couldn't see each other during the pandemic. You use that platform to raise $30,000 for people that
just needed it.
Yeah, man.
That's it, bro.
A typhoon. I can't even imagine a typhoon hitting Vallejo, right?
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
But it's normal there. Shit like that happens.
It's normal there, bro. And it's like, that's when I realized like everything that I'm doing is A, by the grace of God, but B, like my craft and the stuff that I love to do is just way more important than me.
Yes.
It is beyond just me DJing. Mm-hmm. It is beyond me just like, let me get to this club and make some fucking money type thing. Like, I'm like, cool, I literally have the power to affect people's lives. Mm-hmm. I see it monetarily, going back to the Philippines and whatnot. I see it visually, people in front of me, whether they're personally there for me or not. Like, I see it, and I know I can affect people's lives. Now, I could have been an evil fuck and just been like, hey, I could fuck with people right now. You know what I mean? But, like, I just decided to use all my crafts for good. And, even for me, like, even when it comes to music production now, man, it's like, I see the potential of what the music I can create, how that can affect people's lives, like at the end of the day, whether it be like the artists I work with, whether it be them like financially, whether it be the people who like listen to the music and are just like, yo, like I really like this, like, this is my favorite song or whatever. Like, my one of the moments that got me was when my niece, at the time, she was like what, like 3 years old, and like her and also my nephew, who is like a year younger than her, like they would just be singing my songs. Mm-hmm. I'm not singing or anything, right? But like they would just be singing. They're just like, oh, like my way, my way. They'd be singing it.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this has the potential to affect my niece and nephew's lives. I don't know who else is listening to this shit. I don't know who else is listening to the music, but like if it affects someone's life in some way or some form, cool. Like the amount of people that I've like seen, it's not even a crazy amount, but I've seen people from my past pull up to my like new music events and whatnot, and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that had the ability to draw you over here and like say hi.
Yeah.
And like we were able to like reconnect, bro. Like there's a lot of little things like that I really pay attention to, dog. And like again, like I can't emphasize anymore that it's like really not about like clout. It's really not about like being famous or anything like that, bro. It's like those little moments that I get with people that remind me like, wow, this is actually affecting somebody's life in a positive way. Yeah. It has to be in a positive way. Otherwise, I don't really want to touch it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy that we as humans have that ability. It blows my mind that once upon a time we were just children that stumbled upon whatever passion or art that we now love, and now we've been able to take that thing and affect other people's lives.
Yeah.
Like I feel that with the podcast, and I'm sure you felt that with your podcast too, where it's become someone's regular show, and then you've got a message, and it's brightened someone's day.
You know, the amount of messages, and unfortunately, Jackie and I haven't really had time to do the Mexipino podcast, but like, bro, even still to this day, people will come up to us and be like, I love the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll listen to old episodes. And so it's like, bro, like when we did the podcast, when we're doing the food fest, when we have the merchandise, people feel represented.
Yeah.
People feel like there is a real community here. Like we'll have Mexicans, we'll have Filipinos, we'll have people who are like, like married to a Latina or like, like married to a Filipino, whatever, and they'll even be out there to support. One of the best designs that Jackie created was literally like, all it said was Mexipino, and then the definition of what Mexipino was, and she put it on the back. Oh, bro, we sold out of those shirts quick, bro. Yeah. And I understood why. The reason was because people felt represented when they saw this.
Yeah, dude.
And they didn't even have to be Mexipino. Some were full Mexican, some were full Filipino. Like, oh, my husband's Filipino. Oh, my wife's Mexican, vice versa, whatever. Like, whatever it was, I just knew for a fact they felt represented. They felt like this brand or this particular shirt was like a big part of their life story in a nutshell. And so, man, like I just want to continue doing that, dog, for real.
There's community. You've brought community together in ways where if you didn't do the podcast with Jackie, that community would have gone together. Like being a brown person and meeting another brown person without saying a word to each other and completely being strangers, we already know from the get that there are layers and layers of backstory that we both share.
Yeah.
You can connect, right? I know that it'd be easy to be your homie because we both come from a Filipino background, both podcasters, it's community and identity. The shirt, that Mexipino shirt on the back, is said "Bahala ka sa iyo," or what was it?
Bahala ka sa buhay mo.
Sa buhay mo. Something that my mom literally said to me last week, dude.
Yes.
And so I felt a form of community and identity with that. And you did that, and makes you feel, I think what you did with the Mexipino podcast and with the brand and the food fest and even the clothing is just, you make people feel at home even if they're not at home.
That's what we want, man. Like that's all it really is. Like, like I think like there's people who do a very good job at that. And like, I think it was funny because Jackie and I kind of just like stumbled upon it. Like it was her idea to start the Mexipino podcast. Funny enough, I wanted it to be called like Filipino, but she was like, "Come on, like I don't feel comfortable with that." I'm like, "Okay, fine, whatever, Mexipino it is." But bro, like the amount of people who started to come out and be like, "Yo, like my wife's Mexican, my husband's Filipino, whatever," and then people talking about like. I will say, before us, people were not talking about a lot of the similarities between the cultures, because when we started doing it and it just blew up during the pandemic, a lot of people started to do it.
Yeah.
And it's no shade or anything like that. I'm actually happy because me and Jackie, I mean, I won't speak for her, right? But I can at least look at it and be like, wow, look at what we started. We started the convo.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We just started the convo and everyone is just falling into place and wanting to talk about it now. And so what better way to bridge the community than like just starting the convo?
Yeah. Dude.
That's it, dog. That's all
because
we have to do.
We all know that there are similarities between Hispanic culture and Filipino culture.
Yeah.
I've heard so many times that Filipinos are the Mexicans of Asia.
Yes.
And it makes sense.
It does.
We fit 5 families under one roof. We were both colonized by Spain.
Yes.
All of our dinner utensils are pronounced the same.
I know, man. Like tinidor,
cuchara.
I mean, even basura.
Basura.
So, you know what I mean? All of that, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's all the same. And it's funny because it's like people, there's still like a group of people who will not like accept it, but it's like, bro, the more you push this convo, the more you realize, yeah, you know what, we are like basically one and the same, man.
Oh yeah,
the only thing we're not ever gonna agree on is puto. That's literally the only thing Filipinos and Mexicans are not ever gonna fucking agree on.
It'll
bro.
confuse everyone.
Oh yeah.
Whose brain in the Philippines was just like, yeah, so that means bitch over there, but here it's delicacy.
This. You eat this.
Dude, it's insane. I didn't understand. And when I was growing up, going to Filipino family parties, but also going to school with like Mexican friends, I would see a plate of puto and be too scared to call it puto.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, I want some of that.
I want that food right there. Mm-hmm. And then your homie's like, hey, fool, so like, what do you call this shit? This shit's good. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, just eat it. Just eat it, bro.
Dude, I'm going to let my auntie say that.
Another thing that Filipinos and Mexicans will never agree on, and it just happened because I, the lone Filipino, am in a massive group chat between Jackie and her family, who are all Mexican. We will never agree on Manny Pacquiao versus literally any other like Mexican boxer, bro. For real. So like normally whenever there was, over the years, for the past 5 years, whenever there was a major fight, right, between like a Mexican boxer and whoever, Jackie's family is hella quick to be like, hey, y'all want to get together for the fight?
Uh-huh. Oh, dude.
And I'd be like, yeah, you know, it's cool, it's whatever. Like, I'll be there. I'll be hanging out. Pacquiao fight happens. Crickets. Mm-hmm. Nobody mentioned jack shit, bro. I was so mad. I even told Jackie, I was like, hey, like your family didn't want to get together for the Pacquiao fight. So she put in the group chat like, hey, like Nico's pretty sad that nobody wanted to get together for the Pacquiao fight. And I'm like, yeah, you know, as the only Filipino in here, I felt kind of left out. Still, crickets afterward. I'm like, bro, like, so even after I conveyed my feelings, none of y'all wanted to say anything about this Pacquiao fight. Man, fuck this.
Oh, dude,
Forget
I mean,
it, dog.
That's
Forget
because
it.
Pacquiao's, most of his, I want to say discography, not discography, most of, even though Pacquiao does have a discography, man.
His genre.
Pacquiao,
His genre of fights.
it's a lot of his fights are against Mexican boxers, dude.
Yes.
And that's just how it was, man. That's how the cards always were. So I get that, but you know, they didn't want to support Pacquiao if he was even going up against like Mayweather.
No, I mean, shoot. I think no. They didn't even want to watch that fight, dog, honestly.
Nah, dude, Pacquiao has always been an antagonist in a Mexican household.
And you know what? Maybe Pacquiao is the reason why people won't accept that Mexicans and Filipinos are the same. Maybe Pacquiao is the fucking reason to blame for that, bro. Now that we're having this conversation. Pacquiao's fault, bro.
Dude, what are you doing? Manny,
come on, bro.
What he needs to do to really bridge what Manny Pacquiao really needs to do to bridge the gap between Filipinos and Mexicans is not fight a Mexican boxer, but sing a karaoke duet with a Mexican singer.
Ooh.
And
that would
really
be great.
Bring the people together, you know?
That would be great, man. Man, if you could set that up, if ICBTB podcast could set that up, dog. Oh man, I'm there.
Oh, dude, if I could speed dial
at Seafood
Manny.
City. Come on, man.
Not a bad gig, man. Oh wow, 3 hours of Manny Pacquiao and who's a Mexican singer that
There's plenty.
Just plenty.
I mean, there's
list them
plenty.
all, dude. Yeah, we could really save the brown world right now with that. What a
we
crazy
can.
thing.
I think that'll actually bridge the gap. I think you're gonna have hella Filipinos in there, hella Mexicans in there, and then just boom. You know what I mean? Just let it figure itself out from that point on.
Yeah, dude. If just setting it up is enough, then we've done our job already.
Exactly. You know, it's actually funny because like my boy Popcorn from Popcorn LA, he gave me like a whole bunch of Manny Pacquiao shirts, right? Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, bro, like here's one for you. Here's an extra for maybe like a family member, but here, give one to Jackie as well. I was like, cool. I didn't even think of it.
Yeah.
So I'm coming over here. She's like, what do you have? I'm like, oh, you know, I have Pacquiao shirts here. Like, you know, the homie gave this one to you. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. What's wrong? She's like, babe, I'm Mexican. I'm like, Fuck, I didn't even think about it that way. I just thought it was a cool shirt, and I just wanted to give it to you. But the fact that she brought that up, she's like, "Babe, I'm Mexican." I'm just like, "Yeah, you know what?
Probably not the move.
Probably not the move. That was my bad. That was I mean, that was his bad too, but that was my bad for sure.
You were just trying to be generous, man.
That's it. I was just trying to give my fiance a shirt. That's it,
dude. But no, that you're giving her like a villain. That's a villain on a shirt,
bro.
dude. You're giving her a Joker T-shirt when she wants Batman.
Who's the Filipino villain? Who's like the villain to the Philippines?
Conquistadors. Dude, as much as they have brought a beautiful culture into our lives, given us sexy last names and dark moreno skin, probably not the best move for them to come on ships and be like, I'm doing that to you. I'm doing that to you. This land is now mine.
Yes.
But, you know.
They said, this land is my land, this land is my land, this land is my land, this land is my... Yeah.
Wow, they really changed the song on that one, dude.
Yeah, they changed the lyrics, you know.
Who do you think the villain is?
I mean, actually, that would be the answer.
It would have to be Conquistadors,
It would have to be Conquistadors,
Yeah,
man.
dude. Like, and you can't even escape from... If you and I were in the Philippines when the Conquistadors attacked, we couldn't even escape because you and I don't know how to swim, Nico.
Yeah, see? We would have been fucked.
Yeah.
In all ways, bro.
We would just have to really know how to build a bamboo boat and be like, we're gonna join the Navy and we're gonna end up in San Francisco.
It's like if Lapu Lapu was like, all right, I need everybody in the water with our spears. Hey, bro, that's kind of where I draw the line, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be on land.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I cannot be a warrior. I mean, look at me. I'm oddly shaped. The way that I talk and avoid eye contact at sometimes is like I cannot join war. They hand me a spear. I'll be like, it's okay. I'll stay back and I'll tell children scary stories.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I'll help keep the women and children like safe and calm, bro. You guys do the rest, dog.
I'll pick berries and eucalyptus and you guys go ahead and fight.
It's like, you know what? I kind of know how to cook, so let me at least just figure that out. You know what I mean? Just kind of. Enough to make sure everyone's like fit. I mean, here's some Spam, here's some rice. Boom. Spam fried rice. Figure it out. You know what I mean?
You know what they need to come out with? Since we're both gamers, they need to come out with the Lapu Lapu video game.
Now that would be fire.
Or like a Filipino fighting game. You know what I'm saying?
I'm waiting for that, bro. I mean, see, I'm not like too hip to like the entire history of like Filipino warriors like that, but I can imagine if someone did their research and like literally found every single Filipino warrior in history, or you know, the icons, we might have something there. Or at least throw them in like Street Fighter, like what's it at, like 8 right now or something like that?
Oh, dude, if Manny Pacquiao was a DLC fighter in Street Fighter?
Yeah, because you know what? They have, what's his name? The boxer in there?
Oh, Balrog?
No, it's like not One Punch or something. There's like one boxer in Super Mario Smash.
Oh, him. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Bro, all they got to do at this point is just literally put Manny Pacquiao, Avatar, and just same moveset. That's it. The only moveset that you would need to add is like that double punch.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Dude, that double punch.
Just add the double punch.
It's epic.
Yes.
Oh, and when his ultimate smash move would be him singing karaoke. Oh. That would be the thing. It would have to...
But you know, he sings well.
He does.
Like, would it like... Would he like sing bad, or would it like deafen their ears, or like what are we talking about?
Oh, no clue. I mean, maybe it would give them more HP because he sings well.
Or maybe he gets more HP.
Oh,
maybe
shit.
it depletes like that. You know how it has like 100%, 200%.
It brings it back to zero.
Maybe it just brings it down to 0.
Not a bad move.
It
dude.
like replenishes his health.
Yeah.
There we go.
Other Filipino fighting game characters, who would they be?
I mean, you would put Lapu Lapu in there for sure.
Manny Pacquiao.
You know what I mean? Like maybe it's like Ruby Ibarra and just like a whole bunch of like Filipino warriors behind her just smacking on just like one person and whatnot.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Fernando Poe Jr., if you know who that is.
Who is that? Put me up.
Fernando Poe Jr. is this actor from like the 80s and the 90s, and he was basically their action star. He was the equivalent of their Chuck Norris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. So I think he would be a solid fighting game character.
That would be fire. Maybe even like, well, if we're throwing people like that in, maybe like a Gary Valenciano or something like that.
Who's Gary Valenciano?
So man, he was like this big, super big singer in the Philippines. Man, like he was.
I like how all these fighters that we're throwing in there
are just singers.
They're also singers.
At this point, just give them a microphone and like a karaoke machine behind them, and have them like swirl the mic around and just fucking hit them, bro. Just fucking hit them.
Damn, dude. You know what surprises me is that you have that much facial hair as a Filipino.
I think that's probably where the conquistadors come in, dog.
Oh, dang.
You want to know a funny story about this facial hair?
What?
Is that so growing up, my homie who actually taught me how to drive a car, because he was he was a couple years older than me, and he was part of like our youth group at the church, right? So he had sideburns. He had the chin strap.
Whoa.
So he was like, I was like, bro, like at the time I was like, yeah, I kind of want that. He was like, well, how about this? If you can grow a chin strap before you turn 19, I'll give you like $100. Bet. Okay. So, dude, I got a razor even if there was nothing here, I just kept.
Oh my gosh! You did it that way.
I just kept doing that, bro, and literally within the year, like the chin strap grew.
Yeah.
So, man, give me my fucking money, bro.
Wow.
Give me all my money.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So you did research knowing that if you keep shaving, that it'll regrow the follicles thicker.
Now, don't give me that much credit. I didn't do the research. Someone just told me, like, hey, I heard if you do that. Okay, cool. Fuck it. Let's just do it.
Well, because I grow mine. This is 2 days of not shaving, and I'm already getting like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
And also, as a Filipino, this is very rare. I'm going to show you this, and I only show this to some people. Yeah, I got a full chest hair. I don't know.
Man.
Do
you like it?
I've grown used to it. No one else likes it.
Yeah. For me, that's cool for you. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if you have it, cool. But if that was on me, I'd be kind of like, man, like, this ain't the wave, dog.
Oh, it's a lot, dude. Like, I forget about it until I wear a tank top and one of my cousins is like, ew, why are you the only cousin that grows chest hair?
Okay, so I've obviously never had chest hair in my life. Is there like maintenance or anything you got to do as a Filipino with chest hair?
All right, I'm going to break this down.
Yeah, please.
When it first started growing in after my maybe second puberty, don't know how many puberties there are, but
I think 3 for guys, maybe.
I'm still waiting for my next one.
Yeah, right.
And I started dating my first girlfriend, and she wasn't too keen on my chest hair, so I started shaving it.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that because it just gets prickly. And it makes like intimacy a little more difficult because my body's just up against hers. And last time I checked, girls don't want to make love to a cactus. So
it's just fur.
Dude, it's just, yeah. I mean, my current fiance, why did I say current?
Fiance. Hey, you know what? I was gonna say current fiance earlier, and I was like, nah, that sounds kind of crazy if I say current. It was during a time where I paused during the podcast, and I'm just like, don't say current. Don't say current.
Dude, that word.
I'm glad one of us said it.
That word fucked me up. My fiance, she doesn't have a problem with it
That's
too
good.
much. It's soft.
Yeah.
I'm just like a fuzzy bear. But I am my brother's brother. I hate that sentence. Why did I say that? But there is a huge gap in our genetics.
Okay.
He is a Filipino that is 6'2".
That's rare.
Mythological creature.
Yes.
Something happened, mutation, right?
Yeah.
Bare chest.
Wow.
I have a bear's chest and he has a bare chest. There's nothing.
I love it.
If I knew how to swim and we were in a swimming contest, he would go faster because this hair's slowing me down.
Yeah.
Wait, you could grow the upper lip though, right?
I can.
So you can do the full beard.
So I've actually talked about this story before, but I want to say it here, right? So like I went to Catholic school, from kindergarten through middle school, and then again like through high school. But this particular story happened in I believe it was like 4th grade. So I noticed my mustache was starting to grow, And I didn't like it. So I went to my parents and I was like, hey, like, I want to shave this off. I actually don't like it. They're like, no, don't shave it because it's just going to grow thicker. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, whatever. Whatever you guys say. I go to school the next day. My teacher's like, hey, Nico, this is 4th grade. Hey, Nico, like, you're not supposed to have, like, any facial hair. I'm like, I know. I mean, I told my parents I want to shave it off. Yeah. But, okay, well, like, just let them know again. Please have it shaved off by tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to have you shave in front of the entire class.
No.
And so I was like, okay. Uh-huh. So I went back to my parents that same night. I said, hey, like, like my teacher had told me all of this. They said, nah, you'll be fine. Just go in. So I go in the next day. He comes in. He was the math teacher. He's like, good morning, class. Looks around. I'll be right back. Walks back out. This guy comes back in with a bucket of water, shaving cream,
hell no,
and a razor.
No.
And a mirror. And so he was like, all right, so yesterday I said if Nico doesn't shave off his mustache, I'm going to have him shave in front of the entire class. So that's what we're going to have him do. And I think at that time, or at least in retrospect, what I can remember is like, are you serious? Like, yeah. Okay. So I went up there. I didn't know what I was doing. He said, just put the shaving cream on here and then just slowly.
No.
I'm like, okay. So I was doing that. And then, I didn't know how to use a razor because I'd never used it before. I thought the shaving cream was getting in the way. So, like,
no,
I went against the grain. Oh, bro.
You cut yourself.
I cut myself a bit, dog. And, like, my skin was just, like, hella prickly. You never want to get that feeling, bro. And I was just like, oh. He was like, no, just dip it in water after the fact. And I'm like, bro.
Dude, Catholic school teachers?
At Catholic school, bro, it was the worst thing to happen to me in Catholic school.
Your first shave was public?
Was public in front of a class of like 30.
Oh my gosh,
in like the 4th grade, dog. It was...
First of all, what are you doing with that much testosterone to have a mustache at 4th grade?
Bro, that's why, like, I really don't know. I mean, now I know. Like, in my family lineage, my great-grandfather on my dad's side, so my dad's grandfather,
yeah,
I saw a picture of him. That fool had, like, full beard and everything. And I'm like, okay, I think it just skipped a couple generations. Now I'm the one with the beard.
Then reached you.
Yeah, because even my grandma on my dad's side was like, I don't know why you have a beard.
Yeah.
But, she also has a little bit of dementia. So, like, I'm just like, hey, I don't know. So when my dad showed me, like, a photo, and I'm just like, this makes sense now.
Okay.
Because my dad has a mustache, but my great-grandfather has, like, the full thing. And I'm like, okay, there it is.
I don't know what happened with me where I could grow a beard. Because I could grow a beard. It's not the fullest, but it's, like, pretty thick. Yeah. Because I look at pictures of my ancestors and my grandpa and like my grandpa on my other side, no one had facial hair. I have one uncle with chest hair, but I think I'm a new mutant of Filipino. I think something mutated, which because it doesn't make sense to have this much body hair if our ancestors live on an island where it's super hot. We want less body hair, or else I'm gonna get like if I was Alaskan, maybe.
Yeah,
but I don't know where all this came from.
I don't know, man. I mean, it probably just skipped generations. Like, if you had the uncle that had chest hair, then it's over there now.
And I'm a Cancer, too, so it doesn't make any sense with this much body hair that I cry this much. To have such manly physical features,
bro.
And yet just such a delicate soul.
Hey, man, let me just say, real men cry.
Yes.
Real men for sure cry.
When's the last time you cried?
It actually wasn't too long ago. Oh. Me and my fiance, we like to get high, right? So man, we smoke like almost every other night. It's a bad habit, but we enjoy it, right? But like, man, like it'll happen now. Like when we just watch like certain shows. I think we were watching like this show, either Shrinking or even like Ted Lasso on like Apple TV Plus.
That'll do it.
And there will just be moments now where it'll just like tug a heartstring, and I'm just like, oh yeah, like I'm legit crying off of this shit, dog.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
It's the best though, man. Like
it's cathartic.
What does that mean?
catharsis means that like it's coming from, it's like a release, like
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you gotta think like we're always like constantly busy, and there might be moments where I do want to cry, but like those are also moments where I'm just like I've grown thick skin to it already.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I'm exposed to something that actually would make me want to cry, I'm
Yeah.
just like I just let it all out, and I don't even like second guess it anymore, bro. I just let it happen.
Yeah.
It might be for 5 minutes, it might be for like a couple seconds, and tears might come down. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know this was gonna hit me like that, but like like it's cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy to do it now. Like it's not even on some like I guess like in Jackie's culture it would be like some machismo shit. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, toughen up, bro, toughen up. But it's like, bro, like I think it does take a real man to cry, for real, man.
Yeah, with no filter. I mean, that's why it is kind of hard for some people to cry now, because we grow up having to develop this subconscious filter as kids, because they're just like, hey, if you trip and fall and you cry, or if someone hurts your feelings, like, and you cry, you get, I mean, depending on the culture and family, you get ridiculed for that.
Yeah.
Like I was ridiculed for that. So there was a pocket of time where it was difficult, but now it's just.
Well, I think everything also comes with like balance, right? So it's like I see the benefits of like growing up with thick skin, but I also see the benefits of like being able to cry and being able to like express your feelings, right? Because like growing up in my Filipino household, like we never really talked about our feelings like that. We kind of just like went about our day. And I don't know how early it was really instilled in myself and my sister to kind of just like go about our day, where I was just more so like, you know what, it is what it is. So like it doesn't matter to me. Whereas for my sister, she is a lot more vocal. So at that time, she would just like let all her emotions fly and whatnot. And so like, yeah, there's a benefit to doing both of those, but I think the true benefit is where you meet in the middle, where you're able to control your emotions, but still let your emotions out in a very like precise way, which is something that both my sister and myself practice now, because, I am being a lot more vocal about how I feel, and like, I'm able to express myself now, and she is able to do the same thing without being like loud.
Yeah.
And, essentially she and I have created like a relationship where we are able to talk to each other now. Because when you have like two of those extremes, right? Like someone who doesn't really want to like express themselves versus someone who is like overly expressing themselves, that's a clash.
Yeah.
You can't really find like a balance between that. But when I moved to LA and I figured out I know how to express myself now, and when my sister, she was able to give birth to both my niece and my nephew, like we've been able to find like this constant balance of like, hey, like even though we grew up in the same household and in different ways, now we're able to communicate to each other as if like we are, like the best siblings. It's funny because like Jackie's been in my life for like 5 years, and ever since she's met my sister, she's like, yeah, like, I wish I had the relationship like you guys have. And I'm like, you don't know us like that. At that time I was like, you didn't know like who we were, like even just a couple of years ago.
There's layers to it, man.
There's so many layers to it, man. But these are the things that we have to, continue to work for, not only in like our own households, but especially like in our communities as well. I think it's okay as a Filipino to be able to express yourself, and you should be able to express yourself to your parents and to your siblings. If you have parents, if you have siblings, you should be able to express yourself to whoever. I think also at the same time, you should also learn to, be able to like control your emotions and not let everything just like a fucking, what's it called? Like an emotional waterfall. Just like, you should be able to do all these things. And
balance with
man.
Everything, and right time, right place. I don't even want to say that per se, but yeah, I think because I've seen Love Island, I see how people just cry at the wrong time and wrong place.
Yeah.
It's crazy how watching that show is really just an observation into people's psyches. And it's actually, in my opinion, helped me as a partner, where I'm just like, don't do that more. Don't do that more.
Bro, I was thinking the exact same thing, man, because Jackie's put me on to like, Love is Blind, which I enjoy. Temptation Island, which I'm just like, this is just some raunchy ass shit. Whatever, man. This is some brain rot shit that we'll just end up watching. But Love Island was the first time where I kind of felt like, it's kind of like you're watching an experiment.
Yeah, dude.
That's it, bro. And like, that's where I started to get like interested because fun fact, when I first got into college, I wanted to get into psychology. And so like, I kind of just felt like, watching the show, as you were saying, I got into the psyche of like what people were thinking. And I started to develop like, this is my favorite person on the show. I could understand why, I understand why I don't like this person. I can understand why a group of people don't like this person. Like, bro, like when it came to like Ace, for example, right? When Ace was doing like his whole shebang, I'm like, man, I fucking hate this guy, bro. And I also understand there's a layer of like editing and post-production. So I was like, maybe they're making him look like this. But I think at the end of the day, like my gut feeling is telling me he's like an asshole, right? But there were like certain dudes, like I think it was Chris, the guy who the tall dude, played basketball. As soon as he said the line like, man, I could be overseas playing ball right now. Yeah. He said that line, I was like, oh, you are my favorite person on the show. I could give
less of a fuck.
I could give less of a, I'm here for love.
Yeah, and not clout.
Bro. I was like, you are my favorite person on this show, and I truly hope that you find love. I truly do. Unfortunately, it was bad. Unfortunately, what's his name ended up cheating on Amaya as well. So I'm like, nobody fucking found love on this fucking show, bro.
Wait, who did? The guy that...
the couple that won.
Hell no.
So,
no, he didn't.
What was his name? Brian? Yeah, so I think he ended up cheating on Amaya.
No.
It's only been like 2 weeks, bro. He already cheated on her.
No, dude. This is how emotionally attached I am to... What at first I was just watching in solidarity with my lady, right?
Same.
But now I'm this emotionally attached where I'm pissed off that fucking happened.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, bro, like you look like a good couple. You know what I mean? Like
she's a good human.
She seems like a good human. He seemed like a good human. I guess it was illegitimate, but that's just like you know what I mean? Like that's just something you got to learn from just like either watching as many shows as like shows like that, or just being in the industry like that. Yeah, dude. There's like a level of like character that you have to play
when you know that you're being watched at all times too.
Yeah, like it happens on TV, it happens in radio, it happens like in every single facet of like the entertainment industry, dog. Like there is a level of character that everyone needs to play in order to succeed in whatever role they are playing.
Yeah, that makes sense. And whether or not you do it subconsciously.
Yes.
I mean, it's sometimes it's just a survival mechanism to assimilate to whatever people you're around or whatever environment you are in so that you can thrive. And that's where that show is super interesting.
Yeah, bro. So it's like, so you're telling me if me and another person make it all the way to the end and we're America's favorite couple, we get $100,000? Bet.
Yeah, I will be whoever you want me to be.
Exactly. And then get this, right? As soon as like the Amaya and Brian were announced as the winners, immediately they're like, yeah, and we're going to donate. Or, there was that option of like, you either keep the 100 to yourself or you split it between the partners, right? Oh, you know what? We're going to split the money. And then on top of that, we're going to donate the $50K to like whoever. Man, I've been in this fucking entertainment business way too long, dog, because I already understood. I was like, okay, their families just got there. They're probably telling them how famous they are. They're probably telling them how many brand deals had already reached out, right? Like Amaya was already reached out by like Fenty and like hella other, like spots and whatnot, right? So you're telling me that we get $50K right now? You look like God's donating $50K because more money is literally on the way. Oh, yeah. You look like a God donating that $50. For someone who has not been in the entertainment industry all that much, you look at them like, oh my God, so holy.
When you having been in the space for a while, you know what's going on behind the scenes.
I know exactly. I already knew exactly what was going on. And you know what? Still, they still could have kept the money and just said, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
And that would have been fine too. Because I already knew, like, man, if Fenty's reaching out, if so-and-so's reaching out, they went from, like, this many followers to, like, 1 million or whatever. Oh, bro. And America is already loving them. Oh, bro. They got the deals, like, waiting for them in the DMs, bro.
These companies are going to hop on them while they're hot, while they have momentum.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's heartbreaking. I knew in the back of my mind that was a possibility, but you just kind of confirming it that is truly what's happening.
Well, let me also just say this. I don't know them, right? I don't know. We've watched them for like, what was it, like 30 days? Yeah, like 2 months or something like that. But like, I don't know them personally. So maybe they did it out of like the kindness of their heart. So I'll give them that benefit of the doubt. But I think we will truly see what everyone's colors are maybe a year from now, maybe 2 years from now. I mean, people are already exposing themselves now, so like,
it is. It's only been like two. At the time that we're recording this, it's only been 2 weeks since the finale.
Two dudes talking about Love Island, man.
All right, on this episode of Love Island Breakdown, we got Nico and Christian talking about who their favorite was. Yeah, dude, it is interesting though. With all of that aside, it was an interesting peek into people's psychologies and what they would do without their phones, and when they're separated from society, and when they are kind of pigeonholed into finding love and knowing that it's for money too, right?
Now, question: do you think you could ever be on a show like that where they are monitoring you 24/7?
Oh, dude. Do I think I want to be on that show? I don't think they'd want me on that show
okay,
if they knew what I was doing.
Christian, we want you on the show. Would you be like, yeah, you know what? I'll do this.
None of it can be the romantic shows because I'm already taken. Yeah. So, but if it was something like The Circle, that's something that I've joked around with in the past.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like that I could figure out, because that one's you don't have to be liked about who the person, who you are behind closed doors. You just have to be liked on how you interact through social media. And I would catfish as Fat Christian.
Christian.
Who I used to be.
Fat Christian, hairless chest.
A new bombshell has entered the...
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday with Christian.
Well, could you do it? Any reality show?
You know, I think I could. I think it's just a matter of if I would like truly want to or not. Because my brain is like kind of wired to be like, hey, if I do this, life might change. But I don't know how drastically life would change, and I also don't know if life would change for the good or for the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at that point, you kind of have things almost like out of your hands and out of your control. And I'm very much a person to where like I like to have control of the things that I know I can't control. I know I can control my brand. Now, if cameras were on me 24/7, I mean, they might expose parts of me that I don't necessarily either A, know about, or B, that they probably just like juice up and make it look crazy.
Dude, what they could do in post could really fuck someone up.
Exactly, bro. So like, you know, I think if it was something like The Circle, it might be a better situation.
Yeah.
I obviously wouldn't do like something like a Love Island or anything like that, but it kind of just depends.
Yeah.
It depends. Because you also know in this industry too, like the more exposure you have, I think who said it the best, like LeVar Ball, right? Like there's no such thing as like bad exposure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So also just take that with a little bit of a
grain of salt. If you lash out or something, or like Hurricane Huda, she had her crash outs, and now I think she's the one with the most followers. Like that's kind of
But you know what? I like
exposure.
her.
She was herself, at least to our knowledge and what we've seen. She was herself, good and bad.
Yeah, bro.
And I think we'll take authenticity, good or bad, better than fake good all the time.
Oh, 1,000%, bro. I mean, even going back to it, dog, like, even when it comes to the radio show, like, or even, like, when it comes to, like, you know, any of the podcasts, sometimes, like, I don't know if you do this, but sometimes, like, we have to lean, like, a certain way for the content's sake, for the conversation's sake, right? Because if someone had asked me the other day, right, like if I were to die, would I want to die by a plane crash, drowning, or fire?
It's a
or
crazy,
alive, right?
Crazy conversation. Okay.
A crazy convo. I said, well, first of all, I can't swim. So drowning would just be like, that would be a slow death.
Yeah.
fire is also a slow death.
Yeah.
So just give me the plane crash, right? Right? So I say all that to say, whenever we are in podcast mode or album mode or radio mode or TV mode, we are put in these situations where we have to decide, even if it is a hypothetical question. And at that point, you kind of just play into the character. Everyone's going to remember you for, oh, Nico said that he was going to die from like a plane crash. It's like, yes, in the hypothetical sense, yes. But that's also just for the sake of like the entertainment.
Exactly.
You
and
know?
It's easy when you are a public figure or someone that has hours and hours of conversation, unfiltered conversation out there on the internet. It's easy for listeners or viewers to perceive you in one moment from 6 years ago and stick that viewpoint with you forever, even though we are forever changing and growing animals.
And you know what? That's why, like, there are exceptions to cancel culture.
Yeah.
There are definitely exceptions to it. I mean, I don't think you should be peeing on, like,
Yeah.
I don't think you should be peeing on girls. You can still separate the art from the artist. I could play R. Kelly in the car. Fuck whatever you think. I don't care.
I really love Ignition.
Yeah, I do too.
But I'll keep pissing on a toilet. Yeah.
Yes. But I'm not going to play that shit in real life because it's mad disrespectful. It's even hard to play like non-Diddy songs like in real life. I understand. But I will play that in the car in my own private setting.
Yeah.
Fuck whatever you think. I don't care. Because everything Diddy did too was also wrong. Let me just put that out there. Everything R. Kelly did, wrong. Now, when it comes to cancel culture, if someone said something back in like fucking 2011, bro, and it's like a resurfaced tweet, it's like, dog, 2011 and now is literally 14 years ago, bro. Yeah. Do you really think that person has not changed from 14 years ago, bro? Do you really think that? And if you really think that person hasn't changed, you are the person that needs to change,
also,
bro.
If you're digging that much, who has that much time on the internet?
People who are stans or like anti-fans of like these people, bro, dude, for real, man. But like at some point, man, you just got to keep it pushing. As if you are the person who like has the slack on you, you just need to keep it pushing, man. Like I remember when I was like first interviewing people and whatnot, like, I had interviewed like, just, rappers who were, either like trapping or whatnot. And people were telling me like, man, this fucking guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, referring to me. And I was like, fuck, dude, like this shit is mad depressing, dog. Like, I start to again, like build into this character that I didn't necessarily want to be. Right. And so it's like, if you take like those past interviews and like take what I was saying and put that into like who I am now, it's like, bro, I'm a completely different person, dog. Yeah, well, so why don't you take like what I said in this podcast into consideration too, But at the end of the day, it's like I could read these comments, I could see these comments. Man, I could post about like everything happening with ICE and whatnot. And it's like, bro, like I'll take all this to the chin because this is who I am right now and this is how I feel. Yeah. And so it's either you're with it or you're not. And if you're not, cool. If you are, cool too. Like I'm not tripping either way because I'm just doing what I got to do.
And then that's a full circle moment to what we were talking about earlier in the podcast. You will always be authentically you in this moment, who you are. And we all still have room to grow. Our viewpoints might change, but at least you were you in that moment.
Always, bro. Always. And, like, who's to say that, like, 5-10 years from now, my mindset doesn't change on, like, certain things? Who's to say that, like, people who are like bashing me right now, who's to say their mindset doesn't change in like the next couple of years and whatnot, I just think at the end of the day, like, no matter like if let's say you had like opposite viewpoints of me, like we don't have to talk about it first and foremost. But secondly, like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I don't really fuck with you like that or anything like that because like there's more things that we can connect on. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like just because we have like different viewpoints doesn't necessarily mean we can't be cordial or like friends or just have conversations about shit that is not that. Yeah. Because as Filipinos, like, I am Filipino American. I am first generation, like, born here and whatnot. So I grew up differently from like older Filipinos, right? Like they might have different viewpoints on like the raids and like whatnot. And you know what? It's not okay, but it's also okay because I understand that their upbringing and what they had to do to get to where they're at is completely different from what I'm currently going through right now. Now, can we just accept the fact that this is what I'm fighting for and they have a different viewpoint? I hope so. Yeah. But if not, again, cool. You don't have to be on my side of the fence. I ain't really tripping. It's cool with me.
Yeah. And that's very big of you and aware of you to understand that we can agree to disagree, and especially taking into consideration, let's say, for example, like, the older generation, that they grew up differently and have a different background. And with that, you grew up with different core values and different perceptions. But we are all still human. And can we still have a dialogue? Can that dialogue be healthy? And if not, let's just not talk about it. Let's just call it.
Let's just call it.
We can't change each other.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna like bash anybody for like the way they feel or like their experiences and whatnot. You have, we're both Filipino, right? But like you still have completely different experiences from me, and there are places in which like we correlate and like we make sense and whatnot. But who's to say either person is 100% correct? Who is to say that? Not me, not you. God knows that. Yeah. God knows what is 100% absolutely correct. So, or you can ask AI and AI will tell you the exact. Look, will.i.am came by. will.i.am and Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas came by the station the other day, and I did not know will.i.am actually runs like his own like AI company. It's kind of like Siri, but then it's like AI, right? You could ask, he asked the AI about all the ice raids and whatnot, gave you a completely unbiased. It gave you a completely unbiased opinion, and let me just say, the AI was on my side. Wow, dude! You said will.i.am has his own. will.i.am has his own AI company. Is it called will.i.am? I mean, that would be a great. Because if it ain't, I'm gonna give him a call. That's actually a smart idea. I hope will.i.am sees this shit. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just shit like that, bro. And it's like, there's some things that I know are like inherently like, or like, like morally like right. And, because a piece of paper doesn't make you legit in my eyes. Yes. In my eyes, right? But some people it does. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not even going to fight you on it. I'm just sharing my opinion. If you want to unfollow me, if you not want to fuck with me because of that, cool. If you want to tell me just stick to DJing, whatever, bro. Yeah, dude. I don't really give a fuck. You could show up to my shows. You don't have to show up to my shows. But I don't really give a fuck if that's how you really feel. Well, I'm on your side. Thank you, buddy. Dude, all the fucking way. I mean, especially in California, what we've been witnessing and seeing absolutely breaks my heart. And if people have the platform out there to really share their thoughts and opinions, and I think that we have the platform to do that. Yeah, I'll fucking say it, dude. Yeah, man. Like it was crazy. I never publicly spoke about this, but like I was getting like a whole bunch of comments like when I started posting about like the ice raids and whatnot and like where I stood, right? And so the thing is, like when Filipinos were coming after me, like, yeah, like we understand like your fiance, right? We understand that your wife is like Mexican, but damn. I'm like, are you serious? You really think this is just about Mexicans, the reason? Bro? You really think that's the reason? Damn. I can't even fight you on that. Yeah, nothing's happening over here at Ceremony Mall. Okay, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Please. Yeah, dude. I mean, people are just in a bubble, right? People are in the bubble. And you know what? It took me, it's funny you mentioned that. It took me leaving home, leaving the place that I was so used to, San Francisco, Bay Area, Daly City, whatever you want to call it, bro. It took me to like leave to understand that the world is much bigger than I think. My current mindset, just living in the Bay forever and ever, my mindset could be way bigger than that, bro. And so once I realized that, I started applying that to like everything that I do, right? Whether it be like podcasts, music, DJing, Mexipino, whatever. It is beyond just, let me just stick at home and let me just stick to what makes me comfortable. Because it is through that uncomfortability that you grow.
Exactly. Through discomfort, we grow. We have to throw ourselves in uncomfortable situations in order to figure things out about ourselves.
Yeah,
and
bro.
to be the best versions of ourselves.
I like to constantly, be uncomfortable, bro.
Wow.
It's like it's like I live in uncomfortability. And, it's a good and bad thing because, like, I'm very much like run and gun again with the whole Pisces thing. I'm very much like go with the flow and let me just figure it out like as time is happening. And so the second I feel comfortable, I have this tendency to feel very like, not jealous, guilty. I have this guilt of like, why am I relaxing right now? Like, why am I just chilling, bro?
Every time I play Call of Duty, I'm just like, I shouldn't be doing this, but it feels good.
But that's where having like a good partner comes in, bro, because like, my fiance always reminds me like, take a break. Yeah, take a break. And now my brother-in-law, the one who was married to my sister, he's like, hey, bro, like, I get it, bro, but sometimes you might just need to take a break. Dude. And so now I don't feel that uncomfortable. I don't feel the discomfort in being comfort. Like, I feel okay, like, playing Pokemon Go for a while. You know what I mean? I feel okay playing video games for, like, an hour, 2 hours, or whatever. I feel okay, like, smoking weed on, like, a weekend and then not doing shit, like, for the next day. That's good. Because then I realize... once I get back to work, I am just that much more recharged, bro. Yeah. I am that much more ready to get back to it. And I feel that much more inspired because burnout's real, dog. Burnout is completely real.
Oh, I felt it. A lot of creatives have felt it. That's why I praise my woman so much. She never in my life have I said the word potato more. Ever since she's entered my life.
Wait, why potato?
Dude. Well, not only does she love every form of potato, but she loves to potato. We use that. That's our verb of relaxation.
To potato?
Yeah, let's go home and potato.
Oh, like a couch potato.
Yeah, like that just means like I'll play video games, she'll doom scroll. We'll just eat junk food and we'll just coexist. Yeah, and I'm getting better at fighting the guilt that comes with not doing anything. Yeah, because I've always paired productivity with inching closer to success, or whatever my definition of success is.
And you know what? Well, first thing is that like our version of potato is vegetate, which is pretty fucking bad.
You guys say vegetate?
You say, like, yeah, let's just go back. Because my mom used to say that. My mom, she still said, yeah, I just want to go home and veg. Because like you're a fucking vegetable.
Yo, veg ain't as bad. Vegetate is a little. Yeah, that's a lot.
So I'm just like, yeah, let's just go back and like vegetate. So that's the first thing. But the second, this might actually like help you out with that mindset, because I had to realize this, that resting and your potato state, your vegetating state, that is also progress to your success. That is also progress, bro. Yeah. Because check this, right? Back to Pokemon. You're playing Pokemon. Bro, you cannot beat the Elite Four if all your Pokemon have 1 health left. No, you can't.
We gotta recharge them.
You have to recharge them, and that recharge moment is the potion, the hyper potion, the super potion, the visit to the Poke Center, the visit to Nurse Joy. That is your vegetation state. Yeah. That is your potato state. You need that in order to progress further in the game. And once it all clicked, bro, I was like, hey, man. Yep. But it took a really good woman to remind me of that.
Yeah, dude.
To make sure that was fully instilled in my brain.
Shout out to our women, man.
Come on, man.
Shout out to Jackie, dude. Congratulations on your engagement.
You, bro. Thank you.
Thank you for coming through. We talked about anything and everything. Yes. Let's see what time we're at right now. Okay, I usually end my podcasts with, do you know how I end it? Has anyone warned you?
Go ahead.
I do a quick comedy improv scene with my guests.
Okay.
Because I have a background in comedy improv. Have you ever done improv before?
Kind of. So
Oh, you have?
I took a theater class like back in high school, so we'll see if I can like pull out from that toolbox.
All right, dude, this is going to be cake then. The way that this goes is that the scene could be based off of anything and everything having to do with today's conversation, or it could be based off of nothing at all. My next question is, do you want to start it off?
You can start it off.
Okay, without further ado, baddies. That's what I call my listeners. It can't be that bad. And I put applause in them.
That is crazy.
I know. I had these shirts. I wish I still had them. I would give you one. It was just a shirt that had an embroidered baddie on it.
Oh, man. And when you do the reprint, I'm on it, bro.
I got you, dude.
Okay.
All right. All right. Nico Blitz. Nico Blitz, why do you think you'd be the perfect bombshell for this season of Love Island?
Well, back in the day, I used to shave my mustache in the 4th grade. So
all right,
now you can see I have great facial hair. So I think, that is the best reason for me to be a bombshell on Love Island today.
Okay. Boasts about the chin strap. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Body fat percentage. What are we working with here?
I am probably 80% lumpia. Probably 5% lechon and 10% just the rest is body fat. I would say.
Okay.
The only muscle I have is in my brain.
Good to know. Describes BMI with Filipino food items. Noted.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Also, side note, breathes through mouth.
Yeah.
Let's just put that on the side.
Yeah.
Are you asthmatic?
No, but however, I can take your girl's breath away.
Ooh, okay. All right. Smooth with it in an old conventional style.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Nico Blitz, that's what we're going to call you when you come in.
Yeah.
Nico. Okay, Nico, what do you do for a living?
I like to DJ, so therefore I am very good with my fingers.
Okay, good for fingers.
Yes, I'm good with my fingers. Great with my hands. I'm also great at reading people. So, if I see a very beautiful lady, I know exactly what they're thinking.
Sounds great. All right. We're willing to accept you for this season as the bombshell. Cut to Nico's first conversation with one of the girls on the island.
Okay.
Let's say her name is Stacy.
Okay, Stacy.
So you wanted to pull me for a chat?
Yeah. I wanted to pull you for a chat because, so Stacy, what do you do?
So originally I am an ER nurse.
Okay.
So that's what I do. But at night, I like to just have a good time with my girlfriends. I get an AMF. Sometimes I get a Long Island. And then I like to take my heels off at the end of the night.
Okay. So Stacy, do you mind if you put the thermostat or whatever, like close to my heart?
Oh, you're talking about my stethoscope.
Yes, the stethoscope, please.
All right, there we go.
Do you hear it? It's saying, Stacy.
That's you breathing loudly in my ear. That's
sorry.
just you saying it in my ear.
Oh, sorry. I could have sworn that was my heart, but see, that's how I know we're meant for each other.
Okay, I would like to say that this conversation went well, but I'd like to still further explore my other connections.
Are you sure? I've talked to everyone else in this villa, and I think we have the best connection.
Cut to Janina, who was the previous girl that you talked to minutes before. So you wanted to talk to me, Nico? You pulled me in for a chat?
Yeah, Janina. So what is it that you do again?
Really, I'm a nightclub owner.
Oh, you're a nightclub owner. See, I used to work at a nightclub as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, I can take this alcohol and really just pour it down your throat.
First of all, very rude, overtly sexual, I think, and not that smooth. I'm just going to have to explore my other connections.
I'm sorry. I thought this was 2007 when that was just acceptable.
Cut to Jasmine, who was the girl before Janina, who Nico talked to seconds before. Hey, so you wanted to talk to me?
Yeah,
what's the deal?
So Jasmine, where are you from?
So I'm from Detroit.
Detroit. Okay, so you're a Pistons girly, or?
Yeah, I'm a Pistons girl. Duh.
Okay. Do you find anyone on the Pistons attractive?
I mean, they're all attractive. They're all like 7 feet.
Okay, I don't think I can explore this connection anymore because I am.
You're breaking it off with me?
Well, yeah, because I'm 5'10".
Okay.
I don't reach the 7 foot You know, unless you're fine with that.
Do you have a 7-foot personality?
I have an 8-foot personality and I have a big heart.
Too much, cocky, overly confident. Next. I'd like to explore my other connections.
Okay. See, I'm man.
Cut to the end of the season where somehow Nico won the $100,000 and is keeping it to himself. And the winner of this season's Love Island is Nico Blitz. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, America. I really love you. Apparently, you guys really love me as well.
Cut to Christian Baltazar at home watching. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what it is about Nico, but he just seems like a good guy. I'm glad I voted for him.
Shout out to the folks back home. We appreciate you. And this 100K is going directly to a charity that will not be named at this time. And that charity might be Bank of America.
End scene. Beautiful, dude. You made that so easy.
Oh, man, I tried, bro.
You made that
Improv,
so easy.
Dog. I don't know. I don't even know where that voice came from, dog. It just came out.
You got cooler and cooler as every conversation progressed.
Well, once you said I had 100K, I'm just like, all right, cool. I can figure this out.
Then you're set. Nico, thanks for coming through, brother.
Thank you, bro. This was amazing. Again, I want to give you your flowers and say,
thank you.
Well-produced podcast, very well conversational podcast. I really cannot wait to see what you do with this podcast.
Hell yeah, dude. There's going to be some great edits with it. You made it super easy.
I'm glad.
For this episode to just flow. I mean, because obviously you're a master at this. You've been doing this longer than I have. So
I just talk, man.
Shouts out to you, dude. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, vice versa. Before we get out of here, please look into the barrel of your camera and leave my listeners with the phrase of saying a piece of advice that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
Okay. A piece of advice that Nico Blitz has to remind you it can't be that bad is that in any situation, make sure you whole-ass one thing and not half-ass two things.
Beautiful, dude. I could apply that to my life because I'm always spread thin.
Whole-ass one thing, don't half-ass two things.
Don't want to be a jack of all trades because that means I'll be a master in none. Appreciate you, dude. Till next time.
Till next time, man.
All right. Baddies, listeners, I love you. You guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find the podcast because you're already here. Peace, love, and bye.
It can't be that bad.